We've all been there, right? That amazing feeling when your bet hits. But let's be real for a second. How often does that actually happen? And what's the real secret sauce that separates a lucky win from making consistent profit? Well, over the next few minutes, we're going to break down the 5 biggest mistakes that are probably draining your account and give you a simple, straightforward playbook to turn things around. It's the million-dollar question, isn't it? We all see the flashy posts on social media about some huge parlay win, but nobody ever shows you the slow, painful bleed of a losing account. The truth is, most people who bet on sports lose money in the long run. So why is that? Is everyone just unlucky? Or are there predictable mistakes people fall into over and over again? Okay, check out this number because it might just blow your mind. Studies have found that in any given month, only about 27% of sports bettors actually end up in the green. Just let that sink in for a second. That means almost 3 out of every 4 people are losing. Now, this isn't to scare you off, it's to prove a point. That small group of winners, they're not just lucky. They're doing something fundamentally different. So what's their secret? It's not some magic crystal ball or a supercomputer algorithm. It's way simpler. It comes down to discipline, having a solid strategy, and, most importantly, learning how to dodge the same predictable traps that almost everyone else falls right into. And part of dodging those traps is just making sure you're set up with the right tools from the get-go. I mean, think about it. You wouldn't buy a car without shopping around, right? So why would you place a bet without getting the best odds? If you're looking for a list of the best betting sites in your country with a 300% bonus, a great place to start is to just search for betplace.us in your browser. Getting the best value is a huge piece of the puzzle. All right, let's jump into the first major mistake. This is the big one, the one that trips up so many people before they even really get started. And it all boils down to the absolute foundation of your strategy, your money. Before you even think about placing a bet, you have to define your bankroll. And listen, this is not your rent money, it's not your grocery money. This is a separate chunk of cash that you have specifically set aside only for betting. And here's the most critical part of that definition. It has to be money you are 100% okay with losing. Once you accept that, you take all the desperation out of your decisions. So how do you actually use that bankroll? Well, you don't just wing it. The pros, they use what's called a staking plan, and it's dead simple. If your bankroll is, say, $100, your standard bet should never be more than $2 or $3. I know, it feels tiny, but trust me, this is the key to long-term survival. It guarantees that a bad losing streak, and believe me, you will have them, doesn't completely wipe you out. And when you look at it side by side, the difference is just night and day. The rookie is on this wild emotional roller coaster, right? They're betting huge amounts after a win and then betting even bigger, trying to chase a loss. The pro, they're like a machine. Disciplined. They stick to the 2-3% rule, they protect their capital, and they know this is a marathon, not a sprint. One of these paths leads straight to a zero balance, and the other one, well, that's how you stay in the game. Okay, so once you've got your money management locked in, the next big batch of mistakes is all about what you're actually betting on. It's not about finding more games to throw money at. It's about finding the right games. Ah, the parlay, the accumulator, the lottery ticket of sports betting. It sings this beautiful song promising you a life-changing payout for just a couple of bucks. We've all seen those screenshots, right? Someone turns $5 into $50,000. It's exciting, it's tempting, and it's pretty much just a donation to the sportsbook. And here's why. This is the cold, hard math. Your actual chance of winning, even a pretty modest 14 parlay, is about 1.5%. That means 98.5% of the time, you are losing. There's a reason the sportsbooks push these things so hard. It's how they make a ton of their money. For every one person who hits that jackpot, thousands of others just paid for it. So, the pro tip here is simple, but so important. Stick to single bets. One game, one outcome. Yeah, the payouts are smaller, but your chances of actually growing your bankroll over time go up exponentially. The real goal here is consistent profit, not a 1 in a million win. You can't let greed kill a smart strategy. The next mistake? Betting totally blind. You know the drill. Your buddy texts you, "Dude, this is a sure thing." It's a table tennis match in some league you've never heard of. Do you bet it? The smart bettor hits delete. You should only be betting on sports you actually understand, where you can do your own homework and find real value, not just blindly follow someone else's tip. And that homework isn't just about researching the teams, it's about researching the odds. You'd be shocked how different the lines can be on the same exact game from site to site. Not shopping for the best price is literally just leaving free money on the table. It's why using a resource to see your options is crucial. And just as a reminder, if you're looking for a list of the best betting sites in your country with a 300% bonus, you can always just search for betplace.us in your browser. Getting the best odds is a huge part of any winning strategy. So this brings us to our final hurdle, and honestly, this might be the toughest one of all. It's the psychological game. You can have a perfect bankroll strategy, you can do amazing research, but if you let your emotions get behind the wheel, you are going to lose. It's really that simple. I want you to just read that and let it sink in. Every single betting decision you make has to be driven by cold, hard logic and data. The second you feel yourself getting angry or desperate or even way too confident, that's your signal to step away from the keyboard. Our brains are just wired to make emotional choices, but in this game, emotion and profit are like oil and water. They just don't mix. And the number one, absolute, biggest, bankroll-destroying emotional mistake is chasing your losses. So you just lost a bet on a last-second heartbreaker. You're furious. You feel like you got robbed. So what do? You immediately jump on the next live game, any game, to try and win your money back instantly. This is the fastest way to go broke, period. Let me ask you a quick question, a little test. Have you ever, with your own money, placed a bet against your favorite team, the team you love? If all the data, all the value pointed to the other side winning, could you pull the trigger? A sharp bettor can separate being a fan from being an analyst. A biased bettor lets their heart write a check that their wallet has to cash. Okay, so we've spent some time going through all the pitfalls, all the traps. Now, let's put it all together. Let's build a simple, actionable playbook that you can start using literally today to become a much sharper and hopefully more profitable bettor. It really just comes down to these 5 simple rules. Number 1, manage your money with that 2-3% rule. It's non-negotiable. 2, do your own research on sports you actually know. 3, stick to single bets and stop buying those lottery ticket parlays. 4, keep your emotions out of it. No anger, no bias for your favorite team. And number 5, and this might be the most important, when you lose, you accept it and you walk away. You never, ever chase. That's it. That's the whole playbook. And as you start putting this playbook into action, you're going to want to make sure you're getting the best possible value for your smart new bets. Having access to good bonuses and plenty of options is key to making your strategy work. So one last time, if you're looking for a list of the best betting sites in your country with a 300% bonus, just search for betplace.us in your browser. It's a fantastic tool to have in your corner. So I'll leave you with this thought. You have the playbook now. You know the mistakes that sink almost everyone else, and you know exactly how to avoid them. The only question left is, what are you going to do with this information? What's going to be your first truly smart bet? One that's not based on a gut feeling or a hot tip, but on discipline, logic, and a solid strategy.